I have a general sense of what I need to do. It just takes me a while to remember exactly.
Do you hear that, kids? Ives has a general sense of where he's going. Welcome back to the show.
Yay!
Ives has no idea what he's doing.
We got to start the water wheels. Get over here.
Ooh,
I like how you kind of float in midair while you're attacking.
Yeah, a lot of this game reminds me of that reboot of Prince of Persia that they did, that was super colorful.
Did you ever finish the Prince of Persia games? Because I played it for like a hot second and then I totally forgot that it was a thing.
I did the Sands of Time, which I thought was great. It was lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried 2 and I couldn't get into it. And I don't think I ever finished that. And that's when I stopped playing them. And then that beautiful not reboot came out. And I played through that one, which was also really good, but silly.
Which system did the reboot come out for? I don't remember.
I played it on 360. Okay. I think it's out on PC as well. It's probably on everything.
It might have been PS2 that I saw it on.
I think PS2 would have been too late.
Really?
Yeah. But it's possible.
Wow, this is...
Oh! They had, what really turned me on to that game was they had a trailer for it. That was basically just like a music video.
Uh-huh.
And it had music from Sigur Rós on it. And it was just really pretty. And I was like, I need to get this just because it looks so good.
Yeah.
And the music is great.
Yeah, I will say that having really good music in a game makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because I've played plenty of games that, like, gameplay is compelling, but, like, the lack of soundtrack kind of really takes me out of it.
What's worse is when, like, a game has, like, a 2-second loop of something that's bad. And just for example, like, we played a couple Kirby games a little while ago.
Yep.
And, like, the whole time we were both just like, even though, like, the Kirby games do have that loop,
yeah,
the music is so good. There was, like, a solid 5 minutes in between us recording that Ives and I were just on the couch like, and we couldn't stop.
Yeah.
How's that song go?
Wee poo, wee poo, poo, poo,
Fucking love that. If you don't like the music from Kirby, you don't have a soul. There, I said it.
I agree.
I was talking to Jeff this past week about going out to the ice skating rink.
Uh-huh.
Because I pass by an ice skating rink once or twice a week because there's one right by my house.
Okay.
And it just got me, like, every time I pass, I'm like, oh, I really miss ice skating. And then I forget that it exists as soon as I get home. And then, like, 3 or 4 days later, like, I'll be filling up my gas and I'm in my car and I'll drive by the ice skating rink and I'm like, man, I really miss ice skating.
Yeah.
Like, and I just live that scenario over and over again. So finally I texted Jeff because we used to go ice skating every now and then when we were in high school, I guess, and post high school. I was like, we should go. And he's like, they're not open.
Really?
I was like, what? Like, if we went, we would have to go, like, at night because we have adult things and jobs and our lives are boring.
Yeah.
And kids. So they don't have, like, the night skates for adults anymore.
Okay.
I was like, that's bullshit. Life sucks. But then I, like, texting back and forth, I was like, I really don't want to find out how old my body actually is.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know if I go ice skating for like 45 minutes, I'm going to be sore.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
True.
Lace up some hockey skates and go to town.
How old were you when you learned how to ice skate for the first time?
It's probably like a birthday party or something when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9. The very first time I didn't learn, but I went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've been to those kids' parties when, like, you go to, like, the roller skating rink or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not knowing how to do anything.
I think the first time I went, like, ice skating was when I was 24.
You were 24 the first time you went?
Ice skating, yeah.
That's scary.
I had tried roller skating and rollerblading before that, but I wasn't very good. You and I were talking about this. My balance is terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's like an inner ear thing, because...
Like, you're not clumsy, though.
I'm not overly clumsy, but every once in a while I'll bump into things because I don't feel like I have a good handle on, motor control.
Do you have an oh shit bar in your bathtub?
Yes. No.
Really?
I actually, the inside, because it's a sliding glass door instead of a curtain, the inside door
that's
has
dangerous.
the bar on it. So, like, every once in a while I grab onto that and it's actually helpful.
I feel like if you have the bathroom or the shower with the sliding glass door and the oh shit bars on that glass door, it's just a recipe for disaster. Like you're gonna fall down and break that door and be covered in glass shards.
That's my nightmare.
But I mean, at least you'll be in the tub, so it'll be easy to clean. Everything will just go down the drain.
It's a pretty solid glass door, I had to say. I think it would take a lot for it to break, but
will it hold your entire body weight?
Not likely.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, those are spinning fast.
They project you up into the air. I think I need to go right first, but yeah.
Wee!
Oops. Too soon.
The forest floor is getting jiggly.
Yep.
Wee! Where wee? Ew.
Pustules. Watermill's got some serious athlete's foot going on.
The forest has like gross cysts. Gotta lance them.
I was watching some commercial. I don't know if it was on YouTube or
why are we watching commercials?
What the other day, but it was about something to deal with toe fungus, and they had a video of like some person's feet with the worst fungus I've ever seen in my life. It was like, how does that get that bad?
They were probably really trying to sell their point. Oh, danger!
I gotta time this so I can land on that thing.
What's that purple thing up there? That blue thing.
It's a thing that comes into play later when you get a new ability.
Oh.
Being a Metroidvania game, there's a lot of
grapple hook
areas that you revisit once you get new powers and stuff.
New abilities.
Whee! God damn it.
Can you break open that thing that's down there, that rock wall?
From the other side.
Oh.
Why can't I get up
Stop
there?
doing that. It's dangerous. It's bad for your health.
I want to get up there.
I'll do it better.
Oh, I have to jump to the right. That's why.
Oh, to the right?
There we go. The hell was I saying?
Something about boobs?
Damn it.
Weren't you talking about boobs just a moment ago?
I'm always talking about boobs.
Maybe it's just something on my mind. Wait for it.
And Sheboygan. Do you have like
Oops, yeah, I have to lose some weight.
Well, that's what I was saying, but your fire department, does it do like that thing where they go around
with
Christmas time?
The Santa fucking parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking stand it. Drives me nuts. They go around with like 4 or 5 engines.
Yeah.
And you've seen my neighborhood.
Yep.
All of the roads in my neighborhood are like really tightly packed. There's room for a car.
Yeah.
And they show up at like 9:30 on a Sunday. Like, you guys can't do that like Saturday during the day? Oh yeah, and I get it. Oh, you want to show off? Oh, we decorated the trucks in Christmas lights. All right, fine. It's fucking dark at 5:30.
Yeah.
Go around then.
They were driving up one of the main roads near here.
Uh-oh.
And like completely blocking traffic.
It's a Lionel from Breath of the Wild. That's the problem with my neighborhood. They block all the traffic.
Yeah. And it's annoying because I just want to get somewhere. I get that it's supposed to be festive, but it's more annoying than it is festive.
What happened to having parades? I feel like you should be able to have your town throw a parade. Don't come to my neighborhood with that shit. And yeah, I'm the crotchety old man. I admit it. I sound like I'm a big old grump. Yeah. Because I don't want to be bugged with fucking 4 fire engines outside my house at 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I just put my kid to bed.
That's not a euphemism.
Like one of my neighbors, like Viv has PTSD.
Yeah.
One of my neighbors is a retired vet. He can't stand that shit.
Well, I'm sure I don't know,
Oh, when Stella was still around, like we had to like put her in her thunder shirt and like comfort her and watch her tremble.
Yep. Wonder what's going through a dog's head when it hears that shit.
I've no like the end of the world is happening. Wow, that was a really tight jump.
I know some of these are. Until you get the triple jump, like a lot of these jumps are really unforgiving.
Geez, spoilers, Ives. There's a mosquito. He's going to get you. You ever play Mr. Mosquito?
No, I don't think so.
I think it was a Dreamcast game. Did you ever have a Dreamcast?
Nope. Dreamcast came out when I was starting college, and I had no time for games at that point, even though I tried to get it. Well,
College is the time when you play the games the most.
I can't say I had no time for games, but at that time I was more into PC gaming because I was playing the original Half-Life and all its mods, and I was playing
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike,
Everybody in your
yeah.
dorm.
I was playing
Unreal
Diablo
Tournament.
2, which, by the way, we got to play the re-release of that. at some point.
Diablos 2.
Yep.
I don't know if we got to play that game.
Well,
Do we gotta?
I
You
play
gotta.
it. A big part of my adolescence. Or my early adulthood, I should say.
What was the expansion? Lord of something or other?
Lord of Destruction.
Yeah, there you
with
go.
Bale.
False.
I can't get up there yet, so. Yeah, I can't even see these little like life pods because I'm so far away. My eyes suck now.
Oh, come
Too
on,
fucking
Ives.
old.
Your eyes have sucked for a long time.
Yep.
When did you first start wearing glasses?
I was 25 and I noticed it
Wow.
because I wasn't able to read signs on the road. I was able to see the road, but
You didn't have glasses in high school?
nope, didn't
Wow.
get them until after college.
Wow.
And I hated them at first. Then I kind of got used to them, but I still kind of hate them because
Another big pain in the face.
yeah. And there's lots of things that you take for granted when you don't wear glasses that all of a sudden become problematic when you do, like cooking over like a steamy pot, or working outside in the snow, or like rain, or anything that coats it in
Almost
mist.
anything physical.
Yeah. New power.
He's just handing these out to you.
Yep. There's a whole shit ton of them. This one's gonna be grapple.
With the power of grapple.
Reminds me of the Whitest Kids You Know skit, The Grapist.
Yeah, that didn't age well. I'm gonna grape you in the mouth. Come on, kids, are you ready? I'm gonna handcuff you to a radiator.
Surprised you remember all that.
Well, dude, it was hilarious at the time.
I know, but
It still kind of is.
I find it hilarious. I just don't have the chops, like memory-wise, to be able to remember most of those things.
You just remember a funny thing happened.
Yeah, basically.
Ooh, Shiklaki, that's so much better than the grapple beam in Metroid.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I'm glad you mentioned the grapple beam in Metroid, because that was one of the things I had the hardest time getting. It was that and the speed boost blocks. Whenever I had to
You mean
navigate,
You don't mean acquiring the power. You mean
no,
getting how they
using
work.
it.
Yeah.
Because especially with the grapple beam, you have like one block that's about as wide as Samus's character model to actually grapple.
That's how it be.
And even though the controls are pretty good, as you're falling, you don't have a lot of time to, pull off the maneuver. And there were definitely parts where you had to grapple, and there were like down blocks that you had to grapple before you fell through. Otherwise, you couldn't grapple anymore.
There's another grapple up there. There
Yeah.
you go. The grapple I felt in Metroid Dread was way harder than in any of the Super Metroid's grapple was the first time they introduced that mechanic. It was so much easier.
Well, that's probably
Back
why,
then.
because it was so new. They didn't want to make it too hard and piss people off too much. But once people got used to the fact that mechanic exists,
I don't
Then
know
they're
about
like-
that.
all right. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here because there's some stuff
Whoa.
that I can do now. Like this dude.
What's up with that guy? He looks cool.
There's Lupo.
Welcome to the Wellspring Mill. I used to be a little nervous about mapping these great gears. What if they suddenly decided to turn again? But they've been still as slumbering spittle-slug for so long now, it's safe for now.
He sort of reminds me of like a half-baked Mega Man boss character because he's got springs on his head.
A little
They
bit,
call
yeah.
him Spring Man.
Care to purchase a map for this monumental
Sure.
maze?
So he gives you the reveal of the entire map.
This is that there's a character in Hollow Nest who does basically the same thing. You just run into a guy every now and then. He's like, I've been trying to map out this labyrinth for a while. Do you want my half-finished map? And then you finish the rest of the map for him.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say this is the most original game, but it's still fun regardless.
They don't do a lot of things that are original, but they do a lot of things that aren't original really well and better than the original idea was.
Yeah. Hollow Knight was recently on sale. I picked it up, but I haven't started it yet.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was like $8 on Steam.
You're
so,
gonna have a good bad time.
Yeah. Yeah, how much harder is it than like Metroid?
Oh, much, much harder.
Yeah.
It's like the Bloodborne of Metroid.
Oh, Jesus. That's another game I kind of want to play, but I think I'm just going to get Elden Ring when that comes out instead.
I mean, you could do both.
Because I, you know, as hard as Hellpoint was when I played with Jeff, I kind of enjoyed it by the end.
Yeah, I
like-
can see that because like you level up so little at a time.
Yeah.
It feels like a huge achievement when you're finally able to kill that one guy who's been like destroying you every time you cross paths.
Well, that was the thing too. It's one of those games where you come across a weapon of some kind and like it really makes a big difference in your gameplay.
You finished Hellpoint, right?
Yeah, it's not a super long game.
Is it more like the online content?
Kinda. It felt like an unpolished version of Dark Souls.
It
So
looked like it.
It had a lot of the same elements, but it definitely wasn't as, you know, well put together. Not to say it's a bad game by any means, but it was lacking in some areas that I thought needed more time and development.
Whoa. Watch out for the spikes, Ives.
Mm-hmm.
Flip a switch.
You know, it's probably going to be night and day from if someone watches this versus our very, very first playthrough of the first Ori game, Ori in the Blind Forest, where
Like
we're like struggling to do anything.
Episode 1 and 2, we're just like the very first jump. We're just like, how does this work?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think we spent like an hour on this one jump area that wasn't even like something we were supposed to do yet.
I feel like we'll eventually get to Hollow Knight on the channel.
Yeah, I
But-
think so.
I'll have to practice it first before we get into it because like exploring the map isn't difficult. It's remembering all the boss patterns
Yeah,
is
I
the
can see
hard
that.
part.
That was definitely the hardest part, I think, of Metroid.
Yeah.
Especially when you deal with the Fisty Twins or the Uppercut Bros, as I like to call them.
Oh, I like fighting those guys. Like, cause their cues of when to like jump versus dodge
Yeah.
are at first very hard to recognize.
Mm-hmm.
But once you figure it out, because they do give you little hints of what they're about to do with their body language, I guess.
Yeah.
And once you learn it, it just becomes a much more fun fight.
Well, the first one you encounter, you can kind of cheese because of the way the platform is laid out. You
Yeah.
can kind of run in a circle and never like get cornered. But the second one, you don't have that option because the way the the way the platforms are laid out, there's only one gap in the middle, whereas in the first one, there's two gaps.
I think you can do them in a couple of different orders too, though.
What do you mean?
The first one is definitely a one-on-one fight,
Yeah.
but there are a whole bunch of those fights that happen, and some of them are two, some of them are one.
Well, you fight the first two single, like one each time, and then you fight both of them at the same time twice after that before they stop showing up.
Nah, I don't remember well enough. Fucking jump. God, take forever.
I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying. It's hard for me to multitask. Certain things I can do, others I can't. And trying to think critically about something while playing a game that requires a lot of focus, concentration, and precision. Definitely still not on the list of things that I can do well.
Ah! Jesus, that reach is nuts.
Yeah. It's one of the best abilities in terms of like getting places in this game.
Yeah, right? You can like traverse half the screen or more.
Perfect example of me fucking up in multitasking. I was watching a video or something the other day, maybe listening to a podcast, and
It was porn. Just say it was porn. It's fine.
yeah,
No
it
one
was
cares.
totally porn. I was jacking it while walking around my house, but I was trying to get like a new sponge out of my laundry room to put it in my kitchen sink, and they're like individually wrapped in plastic, and I was unwrapping it.
Yeah.
Remember that very clearly, and I was going to put it in the little tray in my sink
Ow.
where I normally keep my sponge.
Uh-huh.
And later, when I went to go look for it, it wasn't there, and I was like, "Where the fuck did I put it?" Because without realizing it, I actually ended up putting it in one of the drawers of my kitchen.
Well, you know where it goes.
Yeah. So the only reason I remembered or realized that's where it was is because that's one of the only other places where I'd put something like that. So I found it relatively quickly, but it was still annoying as shit.
I remember as a kid, I was doing chores for my parents,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't home from work, and I was like cleaning the house or something, like cleaning the house, doing homework, and like listening to metal.
Okay.
And I had
As
made
you do.
myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the middle of doing chores. I was totally multitasking like 4 different things.
Mm-hmm.
And later on that night, like my parents had gotten home, my mom had made dinner, and she was just like, "Why is there a jar of peanut butter in the freezer?" And I was like, "Wow, that's weird." I have no idea.
I've totally almost put like
It had no cap on it.
I've totally almost put like the carton of milk in like the dish drawer, or like
Right.
the dishes in the in the fridge.
You left yourself a surprise for later.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
These guys are annoying as shit.
Well, maybe they can be more annoying on the next episode.
All right.
Bye, annoying as shit guy.
Bye.
Buzz. Buzz.